Welcome back. As much of the Republican Party has been dramatically remade in former President Trump's image, so have some Republican candidates in recent elections. We've seen a number of candidates undergo political 180s, from moderate to MAGA. Among the most high-profile, Congresswoman Elise Stefanik, elected as a moderate. She then became one of the former president's most fervent defenders in his first impeachment trial. She didn't just win re-election, she became the number 3 Republican in the House. And on the campaign trail in this year's Pennsylvania Senate race, Dr. Mehmet Oz's political revolution was a point of contention in his primary as his Republican rivals questioned his MAGA bona fides, even after he won the endorsement of Mr. Trump himself. And now the Republican primary for Arizona governor. Another Trump endorsee is in the spotlight for her political evolution, from a mainstream figure to a MAGA conservative. NBC's Vaughn Hillyard joins me with his reporting on Kari Lake's evolution. So, Vaughn, break it all down. What can you tell us about this?
Well, Kristen, you just named off a few of these candidates, of these political figures who have become defining ones in this Republican Party. But so often the question that not only do we talk about, but also voters, when they're even trying to judge the authenticity of these individuals, is this an act, or have they really evolved in this transformative, radical ways? Take a look at Kari Lake's journey.
You're watching the best.
We begin with the Fox 10 News Alert.
Kari Lake used to be known in Arizona as a charismatic newscaster.
He's a lion. Hear him roar.
A staple on Phoenix TVs for more than 2 decades. But then,
I'm Kari Lake, and I'm running for governor.
It seemingly all changed.
These media giants.
Last summer, she separated from the TV station to run for office.
The media isn't just corrupt, they are anti-American.
She is now one of Trump's closest allies.
Kari Lake, I'll tell you, she is incredible.
And promoters of 2020 election conspiracy theories.
Anybody who was involved in that corrupt, shady, shoddy election of 2020, lock them up.
It's kind of difficult to understand that it's her, the same person that was the person that I knew before she became a candidate.
Former Governor Jan Brewer, a staunch conservative herself, now puzzled by Lake.
But she never seemed an extremist, like what we're seeing now is when she's running for office for the governor.
Brewer now endorsing Lake's GOP primary opponent, as is current Governor Doug Ducey and former Vice President Mike Pence.
I do more than talk for a living.
I think that if Kari Lake continues down the path that she's going, if she should win the primary going into a general, she'll never be able to win the general, and therefore we will lose the election to a Democrat, to a liberal Democrat. It's as simple as that.
We spoke with 12 of Lake's one-time close friends and colleagues. They asked for anonymity, several of them saying they feared being targeted, but each of them said her transformation was gradual.
I'm Kari Lake with a look at your...
In 2015, several of her friends we spoke to say she found Trump to be funny and defended his crassness. She began spreading internet conspiracy theories.
You can take the hydroxychloroquine as a preventative.
And then she refused to acknowledge Biden as the winner of the 2020 election. One thing that hasn't changed, according to Lake's former colleagues, her stubborn, combative style.
You were her HR manager.
Yes.
How was she to work with when there was tension?
She wouldn't work with you. She would leave. Kari wants what Kari wants. That's what she wants.
Barbara Seville, Arizona's most prominent drag queen, befriended Lake about 20 years ago.
I was kind of starstruck when I saw her the first time. I was like, oh my God, there's Kari. And we became friends.
But last month, during Pride Month, Lake tweeted, "They kicked God out of schools and welcomed the drag queens. They took down our flag and replaced it with the rainbow."
I'm a friend of yours for 20 years, and I'm disposable now.
Could I ask you one question here?
Lake declined requests for an interview. When we caught up with her, she said that she had no interest in talking.
How has Kari Lake evolved here? What would you tell those people who were close to you in their life that are wondering who that Kari Lake is now? You were friends with these people, and they say they don't recognize the person you've become.
I'm friends with a lot of people in the media. I've worked in the media for 30 years, and I'm sorry if they can't handle somebody being conservative. Thank you very much.
Now, that's where this August 2nd primary, just a week and a half from now, is so intriguing, because it'll give us a better understanding of where this electorate is and where whether Republican voters en masse have shifted and evolved to this election denialism that Kari Lake, a part of the party that she is now a part of here. Kari Lake is going up against Karen Taylor Robeson, who is also a new name to politics. And in fact, tomorrow, Donald Trump is going to be holding a rally with Kari Lake, while current Governor Doug Ducey, as well as former Vice President Mike Pence, Kristen, they're going to be holding campaign events with Karen Taylor Robeson, Kari Lake's opponent here. And that is where, when you're talking about humans who are in such elevated positions like this here, there's a lot of layers to it. But ultimately, that question that still is on the forefront of folks' minds is this the real Kari Lake? And just exactly how did she evolve like this?
So much that's fascinating about it, this proxy battle between former President Trump, former Vice President Mike Pence. And you did an extraordinary job, Vaughn, laying out her evolution, and you got her to talk in the end. Way to go, Vaughn. Thank you for that.
Thanks, Kristen. And
still to come, we are going to hear from Ukraine's First Lady, who sat down with NBC News, her message to Congress and America as Ukraine enters its 5th month of war next. You're watching Meet the Press now. You don't want to miss this.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.